I must not allow myself to have a loyalty to my mom and dad that breaks down my loyalty to my spouse. Well, part of the experience of life in a fallen world is the breakdown of relationships. Often that happens in the extended family, and often that is problems a couple will have, a married couple, with in-laws. Maybe the wife has married a man that her mother and father have never really accepted. Maybe the husband has married a wife that his parents have accepted. Or maybe they have problems with the choices you've made in your marriage, or the ways that you're raising your children, or even the choices you've made in ministry, or the way you use your money. My parents, or Luella's parents, never interfered with our marriage, but they both struggled with the first ministry choice that we made. Fortunately for us, they did that very graciously. We have to understand, in order to deal with this, you have to understand God's design in marriage. It's there in those early chapters of Genesis that God's design that a man and a woman would leave their father and mother, cleave together, and become one flesh. That marriage is creating a new entity of relationship and authority that now no longer are the man and woman living under that old structure of the leave and cleave of their parents and the authority structure of that marriage. God has established this new thing for them. That's very important to understand. And so it's vital that as husband and wife, we protect the sanctity, the unity, the safety of our marriage. That means I never view myself as in a loyalty tension between my parents and my spouse, because that's easily solvable. My greater loyalty right now, by God's design, is to my husband and my wife. That doesn't mean I don't love my parents. Doesn't mean I don't seek to honor them in every way I can. It doesn't mean I don't want to have a relationship with them, that I don't want them in our lives. But I must understand that I've been created to a new relationship, a new institution where my loyalties must be. And I must not allow myself to have a loyalty to my mom and dad that breaks down my loyalty to my spouse. That will never work, and will always create havoc in a marriage. So there are boundaries that need to be set, but those always need to be set with the same kind of love and the same kind of grace and the same kind of patience that we ourselves have received from our Lord. And here's what is so important. You must not let those difficulties with in-laws begin to tear you apart as a couple. You have to do everything you can to protect the sanctity and the unity, the safety of your marriage. I had the unique opportunity of having my father live with us the last 3 years of his life. And I had to sit down with my dad and have an uncomfortable conversation. I told him how much I loved him, how much I appreciated his contributions to my life. But he was coming into our home under the structure of our relationship and our authority. He was not the parent of my children. The household decisions, he wouldn't have a vote in. We wanted to hear from him. We would welcome his opinion. But he had to honor this new structure that God had set up, or this thing wouldn't work well between us. Thankfully, my father was willing to do this, and we were blessed to have him with us these last few years of his life. Listen, if you see your mom and dad encroaching in on your marriage, acting as if they have authority there that they do not have, you have to be willing to have those uncomfortable conversations. And you have to commit yourself to protecting the unity, the sanctity, the safety of your marriage.